What's happening, lads? So, bit of a different location this weekend. I'm up here in the Gold Coast, and I came up for it's called a Mastermind within the mentorship program that I'm on. And there's two things on this weekend. We've got that, and then got the Barber Expo as well too. So it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. But I just landed there, flew in from Sydney, and I just chilled in the airport, watched that United match this morning. Good to get a 3-0 win against Bilbao, hopefully under the final. But I'm just here, I'm staying in Burley, and I'm swinging around just to you see where I'm at. So this is where I'm at the minute, just having a bit of a walk up the beach, but if you look away up on the distance, that's where Surfer's Paradise is. It's a bit overcast today, but still nice. It's definitely not as warm as I thought it was going to be, but it's early. The sun's not really out, but I think it said that it's going to be wet all weekend, so it might be a bit disappointing that way. But anyway, I'm going to document a bit more about what we get up to this weekend. I think the Mastermind that's tomorrow, I think it's something that I'm going to get a lot out of. So Owen and Lee have got a few different guests coming to it. One of them's going to be kind of about more financial side of things for the business and tracking your numbers and all that kind of stuff. The second guest, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to get out of it. I feel like it's going to be like a self-development kind of, how would you say, like seminar, or trying to break down like limiting beliefs that we have, which is something that I could definitely benefit from. So I'll take a few videos here and there and we'll see how it goes, but I think this is going to be something that might be big for me. So I wanted to just take a few videos to maybe look back, in a couple of months time, couple of years time, whatever it is. So stay tuned. So I just went and got some breakfast there, and I've got another hour or two to kill before I can actually check into my room. So just came back down to the beach again and decided to do a wee bit of breathwork there for about 20 minutes or so. It's been a while since I've done it, to be fair. And it's something that I done a lot back home, especially during COVID. Was a phase where I went through. I was watching Wim Hof and reading his book and going through the whole ice bath kind of phase that everybody was doing. And I decided to read this book because one of my brothers was the first person to actually recommended doing breathwork to me. He had done it with an American lad back home, and ever since the first time I tried it, I just automatically enjoyed it, and I just felt a lot calmer after doing it, and I think a lot more focused. But I went through a journey of about, I would say, a good year of doing it every single day, just to kind of see the benefits of it for myself. Because I'm the kind of person, if somebody recommends something to me, I'm always going to try it out for myself to see what I think of it. So although it's not something that I do all the time now and again, but it's definitely something that was fucking massively beneficial in my life. Probably one of the main things that helped change my mindset, to be honest. So even though I don't do it that often anymore, it's good that you kind of come back and do it again, and just it's like a reset. So if you're feeling kind of overwhelmed and stuff like that, definitely try it, because it's one of them things too. Breathwork's one of them things, like, even myself at the start too, I was like, fuck that, like, you know what I mean? But it actually can help a lot. It can help your mind just be a lot clearer, and focus on the things that you actually want to do. Too much of the time we get distracted from our work and all the other shit that's probably isn't that important. So it's good to kind of take a wee minute just to kind of go back to yourself and ease the mind. But I'm going to chill here for another wee while, and then I'm going to go check in and then I'm going to go meet the lads when they land. So they haven't landed yet, but looking forward to that. I'm going to do a whiteboard session, I think, today, along with the one in Lee. So that's going to be mapping out. Essentially, I think it's going to be mapping out like where I want to go over the next couple of months and what I want to do. So that'll be class. Looking forward to do that, and that'll give me a wee bit more clarity as well too of where it is I actually want to go. So looking forward to that. That'll be the next thing. So, and it's definitely not as cold as what it was earlier too. I've got the hoodie off now, and I'd say I'm completely roasted, to be honest. So need to get a bit of sun cream on. Us Irish boys aren't used to the sun. So this is our apartment for the couple of days that I'm here until Monday. Our Scooby spot. This is the bedroom. And we'll go out to the balcony and see what's out there. A lot of fucking construction. Let me see what's on the rest of it now. I guess it's just a bathroom. What's on here? Not much on there. It's completely locked. And then bathroom. So I just threw my bags into the hotel room and decided to come down for a bit of a session in the gym. So the lads are flying on later flights than me. I landed this morning, and really just to kill a bit of time, thought I would come down here and do a few runs and get a bit of a pump on. But they're flying on later on tonight, and I'm going to go over to where they're staying to do the whiteboard session, which is basically going to be giving me a bit of clarity of where I want to go in the next few weeks and months.
Like big picture with like what you do want, you know? Like for reference, look at Damos for a sec. And to just live and be wherever that he wants, right? So based on the back of that, like what do you feel we could add for you here?
I want to lean onto something that's going to give me more skills to become a better person. Essentially, that's what I want, because I feel like even doing this kind of stuff, like, you know, chatting in front of cameras and kind of getting out of your comfort zone, like a year or two ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So these kind of things is just developing you into a different person, and I want to do more of that, and I want to be able to like help other people do that as well too, because I feel like there's so much value to come from that. You know, so that would be one thing. Obviously, the money is something that we all want as well too, but I think that should be a byproduct of doing something that we actually enjoy and you know, can see a future from. But money would be, I've always said this, I want something that can help everybody around me, not just me.
At the cost of you procrastinating on the digital space, because the future is digital. I don't think so. I don't think you have to do in person before you do digital. I think they can just coexist. Right now, you can even hit digital before you do in person. Okay, it might be slower until the authority builds from the in person, maybe, or it just completely goes in a way you never ever thought it would go, and the digital just takes off.
Let's brainstorm some like things that you could offer to help you kind of achieve this type of life. I think immediately we're just going to have to start exploring the online space. Like, what are you good at essentially, and like what could you offer? Content creation is a big part of it.
Yeah.
I think personal brand would be a big part of it. Is that right?
Is that the rain?
Look.
Must be.
So what do you think when you think of like offers?
Like straight off the bat, I would probably think that I would enjoy trying to make some kind of educational, like, hair tutorials to start off with, but obviously eventually I would rather lean into this kind of stuff, more content creation and the art of videography.
Yeah.
Trying to make content that's actually really pleasing on the eye, because that's something that I enjoy doing, and I'm trying to learn more about myself too. So I think that would be quite cool.
Some stuff to think about there.
100%.
And study a little bit. Where all this stuff will plug the best into, ultimately, where the most leverage will come from all of it is personal brand, and leaning more into your story and what you've done, and like how even growing a following and what it's done for your career and the flexibility it allows you to have, and why you made the choice that you did to and you've been bringing it in your content already, which is fantastic. But I think even lean more into that.
Just made my way back up to the house where the boys are staying again, and it's Saturday morning, getting ready for everybody to come and do the mastermind along with the guests that are coming. So just relaxing for a couple hours before it. And I'm not going to document too much of it today because I just want to be fully present on it. I'll fill you all in tomorrow about it, but I look at the views from this house. Before I came to Australia, the Gold Coast was one place that I wanted to see, and to be able to see it like this is just sick. So, class experience. It's Sunday now, and just down the beach again before I go to the Barber Bash today, or not the Barber Bash, the Expo. Keep calling it the Barber Bash. But we had a class day yesterday. Spent most of the day with all the people on the UBM crew, our mentorship program. So I was unreal. Lee and Owen went through their kind of seminar in the morning, and it was all based on personal brand and leaning onto what you actually feels right for you and where you want to go and stuff like that, which was cool. And then they had a few guests as well too. One of them was the profit analyst, it was called. So it was leaning onto the numbers in your business, which was cool as well. Something that we all kind of neglect, and he was showing us figures that I think it was 50% of most businesses that start fail within the first 5 years, and that's due to not knowing their numbers and kind of neglecting it. So it was more just simplifying our income and breaking our expenses down on the 4 or 5 different categories that we can simplify it and look at it in a quarterly fashion instead of like all these individual expenses coming on going out, which was good. And then the last girl, Mal, she took us through like a personality workshop, which was mad. So it was basically figuring out your personality types, and at the start I was kind of skeptical about it, but the more we read on it, it was like nailed every single one of us, and it showed you where your personality can go when you're stressed, and where it can go when you're actually in a place of health as well too. Or it was seriously accurate. So mine was, I'm the peacemaker. It's always the easygoing one and gets along with everybody and chilled out, and that's me to a T. But then it can also go to the motivating kind of person as well, or when I'm stressed goes on the like a anxiety kind of place. So it was mad to kind of hear that, and there was ways that we can actually deal with it as well too, which was cool. But I just chilling here, gonna have my coffee and make my way to the expo. But sun's shining here, and I'm just watching a few boys play football on the beach, so I'll swing you around and see what it is, but I'll chat to you later.
They've got a flexibility and like a willingness to hold space for change, right? To help you identify and amplify your potential as a human being. And I think that's why this session is going to be really, really cool. And you've set yourself up for a life that you can actually fulfill, rather than creating a character and just going with the trends. It's like, oh, I wonder what that guy on Instagram is doing. He's going viral. Like, maybe I should just copy his video.
So honestly, this was just an unreal weekend. We went to the expo obviously and met up with loads of people that we knew, and some people that we had only met for the first time. It was class, good place to network. But honestly, the serious magic was on the Saturday that we had along with Lee and Owen and the rest of the crew. So I've been with these lads for 5 months now, and I'm honestly noticing a lot of big shifts in my own mindset. So looking forward just to get back to Sydney and try to put a couple of these plans into place and see where it can take me. So if you enjoyed this video, I would love if you could subscribe to my page, because it would help me out greatly. And if there's anything that you would like to see, just drop a comment and I'll try to make a video on it. But on to the next one. See you.